All right, and we are back for another diorama stream. I'm not sure why my clips aren't playing. I think they changed the system up here on StreamYards. I haven't been streaming a little while, so for some reason I can't play my clips anymore. I don't know why. Oh, I gotta upgrade first now. For some reason I had them free for the longest time, though, so I don't know. Oh well. Anyways, it's good to be back, guys. I see Grumpy's already blunt the chat. Oi, oi, oi. Good to see you there. Yeah, hell, CSF Nation. Yep. And oh yeah, my for awesome views and comic art. Oh well, I'm not really doing a whole lot of comic art right now, so it's been a little while since I've really been drawing. I haven't really been drawing a whole lot actually because I've been working so much. But yeah, I need to get back into it. It's been taking way too many out of town jobs, and I have more coming up. So hopefully I can start catching up on some work though, on my artwork though. But yeah, and also make sure to check out my Etsy shop. I've got a bunch of stickers and coasters to transform my Dinobots and a few other things there, so if you guys want to check that out, feel free to. Really helps me out a lot. And yeah, so today we are working on the Sixshot diorama because I just got that figure in the mail a couple days ago. And I figured because it's a very, very simple sort of diorama, I was kind of planning in my mind. I figured let's get this over with because, yeah, I got a few days off now, so I can kind of focus on this now. So, and before we get to any painting, we have to do a little bit of texture work with some tinfoil. So, just got to do a little bit of texture work on the foam here, and a smooth piece. Just realized there's some leftover residue for the smooth sheet. It's kind of I think it was kind of on top of the foam board, the Michael cell. So usually want to make sure that's removed so you can have the nice softer sort of surface to kind of paint on. It's usually better for the paint to kind of seep into. But yeah, for this texture work, you just take some tinfoil and kind of press it into the base. I'm going for very much a rocky sort of terrain environment here. And obviously these little craters here, they're going to be actually filled with water because I'm going to make them into geysers actually. Just kind of add a bit of a different sort of vibe here. Actually, I was originally going to go for the planet Thrall for a Sixshot originally. But the way I'm kind of planning out the next expansion for the room here, I'm thinking about saving that for a future Galvatron shelf, like a second Galvatron shelf in the future, because my greedy little brain is really tempted to get the new Galvatron coming out pretty soon from Panasoid, the 2.0. Like, I know I said before that I was pretty much content with the first version, but the more I'm looking at the new Galvatron, the more I'm like, I might need to get this one. This might be the one I need to get. So I have one for the movie shelf, and then one for like a season 3 shelf. Which I guess I could talk about the expansion plans in another stream at some point. Or I'll talk about it now. So basically, the plan is to kind of move all the Lego in this office out into the other side of the basement, and then that will kind of free me up with some extra space in the room because I have a few areas that could have house a couple more bookshelves. So, and with that expansion, I'd be able to do stuff like Headmasters and Target Masters and more combiner teams like Terracons and Technobots and all that. So, yeah, so that's kind of the roadmap I'm kind of working with. But I have to do a lot of curating in the space I have before I can really do anything like that. But yeah, the idea is to have a Galvatron shelf because the idea is to have 2 more Billies to the left of me, and then one of those Billies is going to be season 3 Decepticons. So it's going to have Galvatron on top, and you'll have the combiner teams like Predacons and Terracons and all that. And then the Autobots that will kind of mirror that with like Technobots and Rodimus Prime, like a shelf. So yeah, got a lot of big plans here, and I'm actually going to be scrapping the idea to put the Predaking right below where it's kind of messed down here, but right where my blockies are, right down there. That's originally where I was going to put Predaking, but I have a different spot. I'll be putting him in once I get the expansion going. It's going to kind of be the centerpiece right behind me instead, and in Predaking's place where I'll be putting the Quintessons as well as the Junkions, because I want to keep that shelf strictly 86 movie characters. So that's kind of why I'm going to be doing a little bit of changes from the original sort of plan. But yeah, it's kind of what I've been doing a lot lately behind the scenes, just kind of just planning. You know, it's kind of hard to get all these ducks here. That would be perfect. Just need to get the point across. Yes, all these critters, they're going to be all geysers eventually. I'll either be putting some clay, or I have this like gel I ordered from Temu I might be using, because it's supposed to be for like dioramas, like making water effects. So I might try that for this stuff here just as a test run. And then I'll see if I can use that for other things in the future. So I want to do more water stuff, just because water is a lot of fun to work on. Like I think the most effective water I did was definitely the Combaticon shelf. I really like the way that it turned out. It was very, very simple the way I did it too. Like it was just painting the clay that I molded onto the foam white, and then I just used the blue and pink highlight or wash on top of that, and just kind of had a really natural sort of a look to it. So if I ever do stuff like that again, that's probably going to be the direction I go in. But we're always looking to do different things, trying different methods here. Might even do a resin diorama for the Quintesson shell, because that one's obviously going to have the. Because if you're going to do Quintessons, you got to do Sharkticons, and if you're going to do Sharkticons, you got to do the Sharkticon pit, where they're all swimming around in the 86 movie. So that's kind of my plan there. Make like a little shark tank with them inside. Like kind of, it wouldn't be a big shark tank, I don't think, because obviously I got to make sure there's enough room and space for both the sharks as well as the Quintessons. So, but we'll see. Lots of ideas kind of cooking around my head now that I'm got all these ideas for the expansion. So. And that's kind of the reason why I decided to go this route, a very, very simple sort of route for the Sixshot diorama, to be this kind of like geyser, kind of like a murky sort of mountain area. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for this one. It's gonna be kind of. It's not what I've really been planning too much. I've just kind of been winging it, honestly. But I think that simplicity for this shelf in particular is kind of important, because it is a very, very small shelf, just kind of meant to highlight one figure. So, but yeah, I think it'll be. I'll grab this area here. Yeah, I think it's good enough for texturing right now. Yeah, looks all right. But yeah, I'm hoping to kind of knock out these next 3 dioramas by the end of the year. It's gonna be this one. I'll probably be doing the bludgeon shelf next, and then we'll probably end the year on the Unicron diorama, because that's a very, very gaping hole in my collection, so to speak. Right up there, it's just kind of all that pink and white is kind of an eyesore. So we need to make some changes to that diorama up there, or get started on that diorama rather, because it's been like that for almost a year now. Actually, just waiting to paint so patiently. It's ready to go. The sides here, quick, and that should be good enough. Got my brush, get rid of these little. Well, if you don't get off, then you're gonna be stuck to the base there forever. But yeah, for this one, I'm going to try and go for like darker colors though, because it will kind of help. Because Sixshot, he's very much like a white and teal character, so you want to kind of have a bit more darker colors around him to kind of help him stand out a bit more on the shelf. And kind of mix a brown and a dark red. Same red I used on the protected by shelf with the with all of that brick work we did. I'm just gonna use a reddish brown for the base here. Let's do something a little different. Yeah. A little bit different sort of vibe here. And we'll go over the craters here, just kind of fill them in. We will do some extra details here, like add some, because I think that, so I was looking at some reference material for the geysers in here, and there's always like this kind of, I've always kind of found when I was looking at them, they usually have like this like kind of like yellowy blue sort of ring around them, around the edges. So I'll kind of try to do that as well. Just kind of add a little extra real life detail. Okay, so I'm just doing base coat today, most likely, just because they take the longest to do. Maybe we'll do some work on the sky. We'll probably do the sky at the very end. And see what else we can get done here, because not a whole lot once you do all the base coats, because you have to wait for all that to dry and all that stuff. So, but I could always come back a little bit later tonight if you want to pull all nighter. Get some extra work done. Actually, I might be doing it. I don't know. I need to do the wash tonight. So that probably will be what we do if I do go live again later tonight, which I guess I could do that. I could just do all-nighters, do a little bit of extra work on this. It is only 2, so I'll probably only go for like 2 hours at the moment anyways for this particular stream. But yeah, it feels good to be back though, guys. Yeah. It's been way too long. I think the last thing I did was the I might have just done, the last thing I might have done was just the Vatican diorama, or I might have done a draw stream. But and it's been way too busy with work. But yeah, kind of have to be. That's how life works. I am liking the color though. A little different from what I usually do. And we'll kind of try to leave the rocks here alone, because I'll probably use my usual gray for the rocks here. Just gonna have some color breakup in the terrain here. Okay, we'll come back later tonight, do a wash over this with some black, and then I'll kind of add some extra like texture details. do this one here. So smaller brush here. Let's get a few. All right, let's do the big areas first, and then we'll worry about the smaller nooks. No use wasting your time. Or no use going back and forth. But yeah, so I'm just kind of, so like for this diagram, we're just going to kind of wait on the craters to do the geyser effect because I'm still waiting for the order I placed from Temu for gel stuff. So yeah, I'm not too sure if I want to use it necessarily because I haven't used it before. So I want to do a little test before I do anything. But the idea will kind of be to have like some of the geyser kind of pulling out. And I might even do a little glow in the dark effects. I got some glow in the dark paint today, just kind of on a whim almost. I was just kind of like, you know, that'd be kind of cool to have like a little glow effect for the shelf there. You know, just kind of just something a little bit more unique for that shelf. You know, it might work really well for a geyser. You know, so but we'll see if it works out the way we want it to. If that gel stuff I got on the way doesn't really work, we can always do something different. So let's just, there we go. It's a little dark there, geez. Hold on. There we go. Completely ignoring you. Yeah, not too worried about if I do get the rocks here. I should have painted beforehand before gluing them in, but whatever. Not gonna worry too much about it. Just makes my life a little bit more difficult, but whatever. Difficult is what we do. Every little bit we can. Just a little bit of the edges there. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's pretty good. we'll kind of get it there. All right. Some more paint. The organ was thin with the paint. Well, let's reuse them on this stuff here. Hindsight, I probably should have waited to glue them all in. Oh well. Just paint them separate. Did my thing, but it's all good. Just gonna get all these nooks here. All right, and let's try this speaker brush. Yeah, natural brush. Yeah. And I'll fill in the backs of these, even though they will be gray later on. Just important to kind of have everything base coated, filled out, and then you can kind of worry about the rest afterwards. But actually, one thing I'm actually kind of thinking about getting actually is a airbrush. So I might use it. I'd have to use it after all this is kind of done. But I kind of want to do it to create like a little mist effect in the background layer. But I can't really do it right now, obviously, because But so I think that it would be better to use an airbrush for that than just a brush, the actual brush here. And it's kind of something I've always wanted to try out. Just never really got around to it. And it can also be used to upgrade some of my older pieces here as well. Yeah, if I so desire to. But, I can always go back and touch up my dioramas if I want to, because that's what we do here. And I'm actually thinking about redoing the arc shelf. Actually, I'm actually kind of seriously contemplating it because it is kind of a. I kind of just feel like I would like to do a more proper shelf for that one because it was kind of designed to kind of fit the Toy Hacks backdrops that I got. And they're great backdrops. It's a great backdrop, obviously, but it's not. I just feel like you could do something better. Proper shelf there. And I also need to upgrade the Lincoln Memorial diorama a bit. Get proper columns there. Fix up the side walls. Yeah. Just little things kind of just kind of help elevate my space here a bit more. But that'll probably be stuff we need next year. I have to save all that upgrade stuff for next year. Just gonna be something to do, honestly speaking. Because once we get these last few dioramas going, this one, the bludgeon shelf, the Unicron shelf, and then the Jetfire shelf shall probably be next and all that. But let me get an actual Jetfire figure before I can work on that shelf because I'm gonna make sure he'll actually fit in that space. I curated for him specifically, so. Fill out as much as we can here. Really awkward angles here. I'll probably never touch again because it's that much of a pain. But usually, even though this is kind of the boring part, at least to me, diorama process, it's also kind of most soothing part actually, or the most relaxing part because it's just shooting one color and just kind of all the areas we need to be in. Just kind of it's very therapeutic almost. Just in these little areas. Too worried about the backsides as much because you're not going to see that. What's on the shelf. So also important thing to kind of know is that you don't want to waste your time on things that you'll actually be seeing from the shelf. You kind of just want to focus on the stuff that is visible to the human eye. Jeez. Ooh, I can, but not gonna worry too much about it. It's not gonna see that anyways on the shelf. So just work on filling out the paint on my stick here. Oh, yeah. No, not this one. Still have a bunch of leftover sponge sticks from the last time I did, so might as well use them. So usually I just like throw them out, honestly. I don't have time to wash my brushes anymore. So just throw them out, get new ones for next diorama. Unless they can actually be salvaged, then I will. But if it's like just beyond repair, I just don't waste my time on it. You know? Not worth the energy. Just get it done. Yeah. Little extra spots I keep seeing. I do think that the black wash would really help this stuff like really pop. You know. There's these little nuts. I missed the spot. Try to thin out the paint here a bit. Help it dry faster. Get all these little rock right out eventually. But we'll do the base layer for this first and foremost. Yeah, let's kind of fill out the edges here a bit more. Fill out these little areas I keep seeing popping around untouched. Doing as much as possible. Now, move on to the back and side walls now. Just start on the sky, which I haven't really fully decided on yet, actually. First, the view. You guys. Pretty dry. Might do a second coating in that. We'll see. Okay, right, left, and middle. Ooh, this stuff's all crusted up. Oh well. Don't worry about it. Not gonna worry about it. Some new brushes. I cut my nails this morning. Who needs this? Let's grab an extra brush just in case. Just in case. Okay. Do a little bit of beach glass green. We'll do kind of like a pink or purple color. Oh, might be good here. Well, I think it's kind of like, there we go. So to speak. Blue. And yeah, should be good. Yeah, should be good enough. Lilac, I got all over this one. Not enough. So I think should go like this. In that order. And I should put a little bit of blue in between the purples here. Yeah, a little bit of spice. Might get a third brush. Do the same sort of brush strokes for this one. Dark yellow, green, blue, and purples. Okay. I do the same thing on the other sides. I remember the yellow just a bit more on these ones. Here now, let's bring back a little bit yellow. All right, that should be it for the sky. Very, very simple, very easy to do. I just want to be very, very, like, not bland, but kind of a drab sort of a sky here, not too colorful, just kind of dull almost. The reason why I use 3 brushes is because I wanted to have the same sort of strokes here. Not entirely matching up, but I think it's all right. And also put the mountains in there. I try not to worry too much about the sky, though. I kind of like just do one sort of go at it because I'm less likely to make more mistakes if I calm it down a bit. So, yeah. But leave it the way it is, and we'll kind of roll with that. I'm just thinking of very, very light colors right here, but once we have some more rocky sort of mountains here going on, they'll kind of make it pop out a bit more. Yeah, I think we might call it a wrap right here, guys, because I'm just waiting for the base layer to still dry. So this might be where I have to call it a wrap. What time is it? 3 o'clock? Only an hour stream. Jesus, 45 minutes. Okay. So, yeah, I think I might have to call it a wrap here, guys. I might come back later tonight. Might do some base coats. Maybe I can do some work on the mountains tonight. It's a matter of time. It's all kind of a matter of how long it takes for things to dry off. So yeah. Kind of the problem with doing dioramas is that they take a while to do. So, but yeah, we're gonna have some different sort of like unique sort of mountains though this time around. We have a little bit different sort of shapes for this one. So, but yeah, I'm good with that. So on that note, I will see you guys all later tonight, hopefully. Probably around maybe around 6. Yeah, 6 my time. I'll do it right after dinner. We'll do that. So go chill for a bit, let the paint dry, and we'll come back a little bit later on tonight. And Grumpy for shouting me out with the links there. It's really appreciated. So on that note, I will see you guys later tonight. And yeah, take care, guys.